seconds. The riders are ready. They're revving up their machines, and they're off. Jeremy McGrath, hole shot.
Jimmy Button down in the first corner. He's going to have to come from last now.
Swink of Honda of Troy's in second place as they round the second turn. Ezra Lusk in a great position. Doug Henry in fourth. Emig is in fifth behind Henry. And then a pack of riders including Stevenson, Lawrence, Morocco, and Ward.
So in that rhythm section, Lusk inherits second place. Emig's right in there, but he's got to get around those two guys if he wants a shot at Jeremy.
McGrath already with a 3-second lead on Ezra Lusk. Brian Swink, Jeff Emig, and Doug Henry and Morocco has moved up. Skip Norfolk with goggles on down in the Dusty Mechanics area.
These guys are prepared. They're ready for anything.
Here comes Swink making a move on Ezra Lusk in second place. Number 23, Brian Swink. Came off a fine outdoor performance at Glen Helen, but Ezra holds him off.
Look at the lead McGrath has already in the first lap. This guy's just amazing. I mean, there's really not been anything to hold up Ezra Lusk. He hasn't had anybody blocking him, and already he's about 4 seconds down now, best I can tell.
Ezra's going to play it smart, though. He still has a shot at third in the series. And that is miraculous considering his start on the season, a 16th, a 10th, and a 15th.
All he's got to do is finish ahead of Morocco, I think, Art. He's going to pick up third in the series.
Or a 10th place position to get enough points.
It's looking good right now. I don't even see where Morocco is yet. Emig just gets through that end zone loop section. Not really making any time on these guys yet.
That might be an interesting Team Suzuki battle coming down toward the end of the race. Ezra Lusk in second place, number 34, Brian Swink in third. Here's Jeremy McGrath way out in front already. He got the shot that Skip Norfolk asked him to get. That was the whole shot.
Doug Henry now just behind Emig, starting to come on strong.
McGrath with a 5-second lead over the yellow bike, number 34, Ezra Lusk. And Ezra starting to pull a little bit on Brian Swink. The Swinkster in third. Brian Swink had the flu all week last week at Glen Helen. But he showed at the end of the first moto when he tired, but still made the podium. And he came back to the gate shaking for the second moto. But his flu situation has now cleared up. He's in third place as he goes over the finish line jump.
Looks really good. He's getting over that little double into the whoops. Actually, when they land off that double, they bounce into the whoops. They don't even touch the first couple. Nice rhythm. It'd be a good finish for Brian if he can stay here. It looks like he can. Look at what he's jumping there. He's doing something a little different than everybody else. I only saw Jeremy do that in practice. He's making up a lot of time on Lusk. If he's close enough the next lap, he'll pass him there.
He's got a 5-second lead on Emig. As we look at the battle behind Emig, Henry and Larry Ward.
You see Henry when he does that triple jump, his feet come completely up off the pegs. A lot of guys do that. They come completely loose from the motorcycle. To the amateurs, they're like, whoa, what happened there? But these guys ride so relaxed, they can afford to get away with stuff like that.
Well, Henry truly improved. He got back on the Supercross circuit in the Atlanta race. That was the first race he was able to participate in, coming off the injured list. Here comes Larry Ward on the outside. Ward just not quite the momentum to get through there to get the break at the corner.
Well, at the moment, it looks like Larry's a little quicker. Look, there's that jump. The jump from that plateau all the way over the other jump into the corner. I think he might come out ahead in this exchange. No, not quite.
Oh, that's interesting strategy, taking the inside or the outside. Do you have enough momentum to get by the inside rider?
Right now, Lawrence isn't close enough to him, so he can afford to take a little chance. I hope it pays off. If Henry was to make a little mistake, he would make the pass.
McGrath is your leader. 6 seconds on Ezra Lusk. As Swinkster starts to appear to close in. We've got the battle, though, behind Emig. Larry Ward makes the pass, and let's go down to Marty Reed.
Well, we're down here with Pete Steinbrecher. Your man just got back for position, but he's riding pretty strong.
Yeah, he's just trying to do his best until he gets stronger, and Doug seems to be doing that every race.
As far as his physical condition, where would you put him as far as where he's at?
Doug's about a top 10 rider, and if he can finish in the under the top 10, that's quite an achievement.
Hey, I'll tell you what, guys, take a look at these goggles. You like the attire? It's the only thing that keeps the dust from blinding you. It's really getting wicked down here.
We're feeling a little bit up here, too. Doug Henry, number 15, has felt that he reached a plateau. He had higher expectations, and down. That certainly wasn't in the book, and it's right in front of the mechanics area, his own mechanic, helping him there.
Just got offline coming through that whoop section. We saw that happen a little earlier. If you lean in there, because you're kind of making a left as you exit the whoops to that finish line jump, you start leaning in, that back end slides wide, and you aim right to the left. Right here, he'd already crashed through the hay bales into the mechanics there, almost ran over his mechanic Pete. Those guys were lucky that he fell into the hay bales there. He got a little protection from him.
And here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath.
No problems through the whoop section. Nice timing. Gasses it off the backside of that finish line jump, over the double, floating through the whoops. The guy's perfect. I can follow him around for an hour and try to find a mistake, and he just won't.
Emig was able to beat him in St. Louis, but if he comes back here,
that's he'll prove to what Skip was saying that was just a fluke. I don't know if Emig likes that. I got to hand it to Emig. He rode strong, but
and I got to hand it to LaRocco too. It was almost a team effort. Larry Ward, you see, number 6. Here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath, as Ward was in the far part of the picture as McGrath just breezes along.
McGrath is we're on a different side of the stadium as Larry Ward right now. Just a huge lead. Look back behind him. You can't see anybody. He's not losing a lot of time, but a second a lap adds up quick when you're 7-8 laps into the race.
You know, you'd think Jeremy McGrath coming into this race, David Bailey, with a 127-point lead on Emig, you'd think winning this many races in one season, it would be the largest margin of victory in the history of Supercross, but it actually isn't. 1975.
Yeah, Jim Ellis in the Supercross Series on the 250. They had a 500 class back then. As you take a look at the Honda stopwatch, beat Marty Smith, who was a Team Honda rider, by 202 points. The point schedule, it was a little different back then, and Jim Ellis' dad now drives the Kawasaki rig.
Oh, Honda Troy rider went into the hay bale. Brian Swank, number 23.
Well, there goes the podium finish.
He was in third at the time, and he went flying into the hay bale. Over the finish line jump, Jeremy McGrath, as he takes on the little surfer's bump. Into the whoops he goes, unmolested for first.
The section I was talking about a little earlier where Swing was making up all that time, jumping over the plateau and the next jump, that was the section. It's actually this section right here. Jeremy just did it right there. You see he jumps all the way over the plateau. 48-second lap time for Jeremy, quite a bit faster than the 125s. Jimmy
Button just left the race for the clutch lever. Broken.
There's McGrath's dad and sister, Tracy.
Boy, talk about focus. They've got more focus, I think, than Jeremy right now as Jeremy flies over that triple.
Well, Jeremy makes it. He knows what's going on. You know, when you're driving with somebody that's driving fast, you're sitting in the passenger side going, slow down. Like when you're at the wheel, you got it under control. Jeremy knows what he's doing.
Swank has left the track for the pits with a damaged machine. Jack McGrath, the fist in the air. Go for it, my boy.
He's got to be proud. I mean, seeing his son racing bicycles, and then I remember Jeremy when he was 3-digit number riding a big pro circuit for a while, and everyone hooting and hollering up in the press box for Jeremy, and I was like, who is this Jeremy McGrath guy? Next thing I know, he's winning everything in the 125 class. The same year that Damon Bradshaw won 9 races in 250. Jeremy was whipping up on the 125 guys.
McGrath realizes it's been the greatest season ever for a rider in Supercross, and he's not going to let a loss at St. Louis take away his focus, that's for sure. Here's Jeremy McGrath. It's a white flag lap. One more lap for Jeremy McGrath to win every race in the Supercross season but one.
I wish he could take that one over again. Emig with didn't get the start, but I don't think that he's riding quite the same in this main event as he did in St. Louis. I think he realized after about 3 or 4 laps into this race, there was no way in the world he was going to catch Jeremy. Jeremy was gone. So he's just keeping it on 2 wheels. He's thinking about the outdoors. Jeremy's throwing it sideways. Here comes another triple.
And the neck.
Wow, what a great shot.
The crowd is going crazy.
That really shows you from underneath like that how far off the side of the bike you can get. Amazing.
The checkers. And for Jeremy McGrath, his 43rd career victory. And Ezra Lusk, what a great effort, holding off Emig for second place.